In this video, I'm going to show you the hardest items to obtain in Ark Survival Evolved. It's going to start out pretty difficult, but it's going to ramp up pretty quickly, and you'll see some of these items are absolutely ridiculous in the things you need, so you definitely want to stick around to the end to see how crazy these items actually are. At number 11, we have the Techbow. You get this one on Genesis Part 2, and you have to get to level 116 in order to unlock it. But the thing is, the max level is 105, so in order to get to level 116, you have to do a few things, and there's a lot of different ways you can get there. Basically, the way you can get levels is by killing some of the bosses. For example, the Overseer, the Gamma version will give you 5 levels, the Beta will give you 10, and then the Alpha will give you 15. And that's how it works for all the bosses that give you levels, but not all of them give you ones, only like the really hard ones, excluding the Manticore. The Manticore is probably the easiest boss you can get the levels from. So you can either like kill the Alpha bosses to get the extra 15 levels to get you to like 120, or you can level up a Chibi, which in order to level up a Chibi, you have to kill Alphas with your Chibi and to get Alpha XP, and that will give you an extra 5 levels, or you can get all the Explorer Notes in order to get an extra 10 levels. So that is going to be important for this video because there's a lot of things that require you to get even higher levels in this, but those are the ways you can basically get the higher level to the Techbow. But now that I actually have how you get levels out of the way, I can actually talk about the Techbow. The Techbow is actually probably one of the best items on this list, despite it not being at the top, because it is really good. It basically has the metal arrows that do a ton of damage. You can put it on trank arrows and knock stuff out super easily, and knock stuff out underwater. It's got fire arrows and explosive arrows, so this thing can do a lot of damage, and it's really good. It's definitely worth grinding out the levels to get this thing. Number 10, I have the Tech Pistol. I'll try not to talk about this one too much because it's literally like the same thing. It's level 118 to get instead of level 116, so it's just a tiny bit harder to get. But this thing's also pretty good. You can basically like laser things and do a bunch of damage. You can do a stun with this like blue beam here, which basically makes it to where they can't move. Or you have the healing mode where you can see all their health and you could heal dinos. And then number 9, we have the Astrodela Saddle. This is the last of these items that require like a certain level to unlock the tech item. But this is the hardest to get out of the 3 of these because you have to be level 120, which means you have to do a little bit extra to get those extra levels because you have to get 15 more levels. So you could get this by either killing an alpha boss or multiple different beta bosses, or getting Chibis and getting all the Explorer Notes. So you'd have to do a lot just to be able to unlock this tech saddle. But once you do, the Astrodela is actually one of the best creatures because it is extremely fast. It's really good for PvP and for PvE. You can move really quickly like I just said. So it's great for getting around the map. At number 8, we have the Scary Skull Skin, which in order to get this one, you need to kill Alpha Rockwell, which is one of the hardest bosses in the game. You can get other skins from Rockwell, but you get them from killing the Gamma and Beta ones. This is the only skin you get for killing the Alpha version, which is why it's on this list, because that's definitely the hardest of all the versions. But you get it just immediately after killing him, and I believe it stays on your character once you do get it, though. And then at number 7, I have the Tech Railgun. You get this the same way. You basically get it from killing Alpha Rockwell, except for you just get the engram for it once you kill Alpha Rockwell. Then you have to actually go out and build it in a Tech Replicator, which is why I have it above the Scary Skull Skin. But this one, honestly, I don't think it's worth it. The Tech Railgun isn't that good. It basically just shoots one giant beam that's supposed to do a bunch of damage, but in reality, for how long the cooldown is, the damage isn't really worth what it actually shoots, so it's not even really that good. And at number 6, I have the Tech ATV. This one you have to kill the Alpha Overseer to get, and of course in order to kill the Alpha Overseer you first have to kill the Alpha Dragon, Broodmother, and Megapithecus, which is already tough enough. Then you have to kill the Alpha Overseer. You can't kill the Beta or Gamma, it won't give it to you, and this is the only engram you get from killing the Overseer, and you get it from the Alpha version, and it's not worth it at all. This thing sucks. The wheels on it don't even move. It basically is just completely worthless and like it was a waste of resources. They actually removed it in Ark Ascended and replaced it with the Tech Binoculars. So if you're wondering if you play Ark Ascended, yeah, you get the Tech Binoculars instead, which I think is actually worth killing the Alpha Overseer because the Tech Binoculars allow you to see all the stats just from looking at something. So that's how it relates to Ark Survival Ascended. I think it was definitely worth them removing it because it kind of sucked. And at number 5, I have all of the legendary Chibis, excluding the Noglin because you spawn with it on Genesis Part 2. But basically these, you can only get them during events, and the Chibis are normally not that hard to get, you just craft them. But the thing is, they all have different rarities, and the legendary rarities have a 0.09% chance of them actually giving it to you. So you already have a really low chance of getting one, and you can only get them during certain times of the year, basically. So it makes these guys really rare. There's only a few of them, so I'll go over them. First, as you can see, the Ferox, and then we have the Broodmother, which surprisingly is the only boss one. I wish they would add more bosses. Then there's the Festive Noglin, which is actually more rare than the normal one, because like I said, you spawn with the normal one. Then there's the Magmasaur, as well as the Bone Wyvern, or the Bone Fire Wyvern. And then we have the zombie wyvern as well, and then we have the void rim, so a lot of different legendary wyvern variants, as well as the unicorn, which I think might be one of the rarer ones. I think they're all pretty much the same though. And then we have the witch hat owl one. At number 4, I have the mutated survivor costume. I have this one at number 4 because you have to kill Alpha Rockwell Prime, but not Alpha Rockwell Prime isn't the hardest boss in the game. Like, I'd say Alpha Rockwell, the normal version, is harder. The reason this one's up there, because in order to fight Alpha Rockwell Prime, you have to do pretty much all of the Alpha missions and do all of the missions on Genesis Part 2, which is a ton of work in order to do all those just to get the skin and beat that boss. And at number 3, I have the Homo Deus skins. You get this from killing the Alpha King Titan, and the reason this is up so high is because there's just so much you have to do. Basically, you need to kill all the Titans 3 times. So you need to kill the Desert Titan 3 times, you need to kill the Ice Titan 3 times, and then you need to kill the Forest Titan 3 times. And you're probably going to want to tame an Ice Titan and Forest Titan in order to kill the King Titan. Then you have to fight the Gamma King Titan, and then the Beta King Titan, and then you fight the Alpha King Titan, and then you have to make the Mega Mech in order to fight the Alpha King Titan. And you need to have like a whole army of Gigas to take it down, so it is quite a lot of work you need to do to kill the Alpha King Titan and to eventually get this skin set, which you get from the Alpha King Titan. So it's a lot of work, but it's kind of cool. And then number 2, I have the Cru Missile. This is probably the hardest tech item to unlock in the game, mainly because you need to defeat Alpha Corrupted Master Controller, which is easily the hardest boss in the game. And in order to get to this boss fight, you have to defeat every single mission in Genesis Part 1 on Alpha, which is impossible to do solo, so you have to have players to do it with you, because some missions require you to have multiple people, and you have to defeat like Alpha Munear and all that stuff, and do like all the boss fights, or all the fights in there. There's just so much missions and stuff you have to do, all of them on Alpha difficulty, and then you have to defeat the Master Controller on Alpha difficulty, so it's a bit crazy to get all this stuff just to unlock this tech engram right here. And once you get the Cru Missile, basically you can just shoot a missile and move it around wherever you want, so it's kind of cool. And at number 1, we have Munear. I guarantee majority of people watching this video have never gotten this thing, including myself, because it's just absolutely ridiculous. So I'm about to go through the entire list of everything you need to do to get this, and it's pretty stupid. So first off, you need to kill Alpha Fenrir on Fjordur, and in order to kill Alpha Fenrir, you need to kill the Alpha Dragon, Broodmother, and Megapithecus on Fjordur, which requires you to kill Bela, Steinborn, and Haughty and Skull. That'll just give you the item. Once you actually get the item, you need to do a crap ton of stuff to be able to be worthy in order to actually use it. So you can have it, but it won't do anything unless you actually become worthy. How do you become worthy? You have to get to level 190. And in order to get to level 190, you need to do all of the following stuff. First, you need to kill the Alpha Overseer, which we talked about before, requires you killing the Alpha Broodmother, Megapithecus, and Dragon on the island. So once you kill the Alpha Overseer, then you need to kill the Alpha Manticore to get another 15 levels. So that'll give you 30 levels basically. Then you need to kill Alpha Rockwell, and then you need to kill the Alpha King Titan, which of course we already talked about. You need to kill all the Titans 3 times over and kill both of the Beta and Gamma King Titan in order to fight the King Titan, the Alpha King Titan anyway. And then you need to kill the Alpha Master Controller, which of course is going to require you to do all the missions on Alpha difficulty on Genesis Part 1. And then you need to kill Alpha Rockwell Prime, which is also going to require you to do all the missions on Alpha. And once you kill the Rockwell, and then you need to find all the Explorer notes on every single map, and you need to get all the runes on Fjordur. And then after that, you need to get 5 levels on your Chibi, so you need to do the Alpha, like XP Alpha killing thing. Okay, so I basically explained all that. All of that will actually get you to level 105, I believe. Because recently, when they added the Scorched Earth Ascension, they added it after Fjordur, which allowed you to get to level 205. So basically, before you would have to do all that, but now you can actually skip one of those tasks. So if you don't want to fight the Alpha King Titan, you don't have to do that, but you still have to do all the Explorer notes. Me personally, I would probably skip out on finding all of the Explorer notes, because that would just absolutely take forever. Be kind of ridiculous. Or maybe you could skip out on fighting the Alpha Corrupted Master Controller, because that's kind of just ridiculous having to do all the missions on there. But you can skip one of those things. You still have to do all the other stuff, which is absolutely ridiculous, and this explanation has been extremely long. Also, you have to build a tech sword in order to equip this Mjolnir skin to it to actually use it. And like we have all that out of the way, we can actually explain what Mjolnir does and what you get for all your insanely hard work. Basically, it's the skin on the tech sword. Like I said, you can hit it and it does a bunch of damage. You can throw it and then you can call it back to you. You can like throw it on the ground and then press a button. Like on PC, it's control. I think it'd be the right stick on PlayStation and stuff. And then I'll bring a lightning strike down that will kill anything in the area, or at least do a bunch of damage, probably not kill it. And then you can hold the button in order to do lightning attack. Basically, you shoot lightning infinitely until it dies. But that is going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe. Thanks for watching, and bye.